Hold it right there and identify yourself.
You ever hear of the mayflies? I'm here to solve problems, not cause them.
Oh yeah, you've got one of those weird backpacks. Cradle, right? We had another one of you guys come by here not too long ago. He didn't exactly impress anyone. So, you here to clean up his mess? We've got a pretty urgent Stardust problem. But how do I know you'll actually help?
I can't make any promises if I don't know what's going on. It's like going to the doctor. You've got to diagnose the illness before you can solve it.
Well, at least you're a better talker than that last mayfly. Hold on a sec. I'm gonna check with the mayor.
I'm right here. Let the mayfly in.
Understood, ma'am.
Maxie Rodriguez. I'm the mayor here.
I'm a mayfly. You've probably never heard of me, but I heard about your town when I was traveling north. You've got something strange going on here?
Strange is putting it lightly. It's been about half a year now. Pregnant animals here, even pregnant people, all get infected by Stardust and turn into these trees. Not normal trees either. We tried everything to save them, none of it worked. You can go ahead and see for yourself. There's some strange shit, all right. Now, let's get down to business. We've got nowhere else to go, and so far no one else who can solve this problem. 2 months ago, a mayfly going by the name of Talon arrived. We hired him to fix the problem. Instead, he ran away with his deposit. I'm not inclined to trust any more mayflies, but I also don't have any other options. You'd better not let us down like he did.
You have my word I'll fix this. Is there anything else you think I should know about this case?
Does that big monolith that Rosetta built count? That thing's been here about as long as me. It's been abandoned for 20 years, until all of a sudden 6 months ago, it lit up with a giant beam of light.
6 months ago?
Yep, right around the time we started getting this tree trouble. I figured there's gotta be a connection between the two. But it's too dangerous around the monolith. No one can get close to there.
I'll check it out then. Anywhere else I should go?
Yeah, an area called High Banks, north of here. It's by the bridge and the south bank of the river.
What is it?
Sometimes junk or animal carcasses wash up there, so it attracts beasts and desperate people looking for food. You might find something useful there.
Why do I feel like you have someone in mind?
There was a woman. The town voted to kick her out. Collectively. She was also infected. Later, deep in High Banks, I saw it. Her. She didn't look like Agnes. She became something else, something I can't describe. I think she might have been the very first to be infected.
The first infected person? That sounds useful. When you say she was infected, then was she also...
Pregnant? Yeah. I never said life out here was easy. Any other questions?
Hey, what was up with that mayfly who came here before me? Why didn't he solve the problem?
Who the hell knows? Hadn't seen a mayfly for years. Didn't even know there were any left in Nowcott. Then he showed up 2 months ago wearing his cradle, looking all gloomy, depressed. We didn't have many other options, so I asked him if he could solve our problem. He didn't say much, took some food and batteries as a deposit, then did some research. I saw him coming in and out for a few days. In the end, he crept out without saying a word. All he left behind were some ripped up notes and empty cans.
Wait a minute, what kind of notes? Were they research into deviations?
They're full of broken symbols and jargon, just impossible to understand. I tossed them into the corner of the market's office if you want to see them yourself.
He really left without a trace.
Some residents saw him sneak out through the north gate before dawn. If he didn't go to that swamp you came from, then he must have gone to a settlement called Greywater, northwest of here. Anyway, we never saw him again. Communications with Greywater have been cutting out recently. So I don't know if that son of a bitch ever passed through or not.
A spontaneously triggered result, but obviously inductive with traces of that girl's intervention. It can't be confirmed. A pregnant woman, that girl bewitched. A trial, strong collective emotions, prejudice, jealousy, helplessness. Noticed by that girl after being exiled, her change, a desperate prayer. That girl responded, almost like a religious blessing. Tranquility and eternal life, at what price? No price, but it's still unbearable. Myers Market, Southeast Broken Delta. What do mayflies fight for? Talon mayfly. Victor Hammett told me when the operation was going to start, but never asked me if I actually agreed to it. We are rangers in the wilderness. Our duty should be to eliminate deviants and Stardust infestation, to protect survivors huddled in their settlements. Why would the mayflies want to invade Rosetta's domain? Meet Mary at the Gaia Cliff Monolith or investigate the abandoned hideout.
It's not safe out here alone. Do you need help returning home?
Don't you worry. I'm capable of defending myself. There's something else I need help with. Not far from here is my hometown, Citrus County. It's ruined now, full of deviants and Stardust. I left 12 years ago and I haven't returned since. But I still can't forget my friend Peggy. She and her husband Ben had a farm there where they grew the freshest vegetables you'd ever tasted. Till those raiders killed them.
So, do you want me to fetch some object for you? As a memento of your friends?
No, not really. The only cure for my homesickness is to see Stardust disappear. And life return to Citrus County.
I see. But how is that possible? You just said the place is full of Stardust and deviants.
True, but I believe the Stardust pollution declines over time. I've been hoping to check the Stardust residue on plants there to see if I'm right. The best thing for that would be samples from Peggy and Ben's farm. Frankly, I can't see myself fighting off a bunch of deviants in order to get the samples. But you can. You're a mayfly, aren't you?
Yeah, that is the kind of thing I do.
Oh, I knew I could count on you. So, here's what you should do. First, go to the town center and check the meteorological box. It'll tell you which plants are ready to harvest. Then go pick them from the farm. Once you've collected enough samples, check Mayor Russell's house on the west side of town. After Starfall, the mayor invented a Stardust analyzer. It's a bit crude, but it works. I think it should still be somewhere in his house. If you can bring me the results, I'd be glad to reward you for them.
Here's the latest meteorological data of Citrus County. Okay, so I found the Stardust contamination detector. Okay, crop samples are required to generate data. Pumpkin and wheat. Alright, let's get these results back to Hannah.
Glad to see you're back.
I followed your instructions, collected crop samples, and had them tested on that analyzer. Here are the results.
Let me see. Alright.
Are the results bad?
Well, not exactly. The Stardust concentration has clearly dropped compared to the previous data, but it's still not safe for humans. We'll just have to wait a while longer. Well, hopefully there'll be better news next time. Here's your well-deserved reward. It's from my secret stash, so don't tell anyone, alright?
Alright, time to get back towards Gaia Cliff. Glad you made it here, Mayfly. I can't believe you actually managed to kill a great one. You had that much confidence in me, huh? Don't get me wrong. I had great hopes for you. But I've had my hopes dashed before. You, though, you're the real thing. It's a good thing, too. People here are in trouble. And it's even worse than Mayton. The wetlands. I think you're up for taking out another great one? That doesn't sound good. Ever since the monolith reopened here, pregnant woman, even the pregnant animals have been transforming into strange trees. There's no question it's the effect of the great one, and if it goes unchecked, it'll be hard for life in this area to continue. That doesn't sound good. It gets worse. I don't know if you're familiar with the cult of creation, but they're a group of the Great One, worshipping fanatics. They think that what's happening here is some kind of miracle. They have taken over the area leading to the monolith and want to plant some kind of holy forest there. I don't think I need to tell you what kind of trees they have in mind. What? Yes, and you need to go through them to get to the monolith. I guess I better make sure I'm well armed. Of course. You'll also need deviations to access Rift Space and reach the Great One. Do you have a fragment to kill it with? Not yet. Any idea where I can find one? Once that's taken care of, you can fight your way into the monolith and kill the Great One. You already done the impossible once, I'm sure. I hope you could do it again. What was all that noise? Activity. Investigate the abandoned hideout and look for anything unusual. Okay, so let's see what this abandoned hideout has. Monsters, I see. Vienna, I questioned you because I was worried about losing. Now my weak and dying body is all I have, and the little one I'm carrying is no different. I was promised tranquility and immortality in your name. But now I regret. Abandoned hideout Northbrook and Delta. A red fish. I thought that looked funny from back there. Oh, well. what's our big pregnant ghost tree? Okay, so now I need to control the rift anchors of the 4 broken delta. Alright, the last one. Build a Guy Cliff monolith and defeat the Great One. Finally made it. That was a long journey. Some last minute heals. Big music, easy kill. Let's go.
You have successfully killed another Great One and shut down another Silver Gate. Your connection to Stardust is growing stronger.
The people here, they were suffering from the effects of starfall just like those in the Dayton wetlands. I assume there are more people like them.
Yes, as you will find out. It brings me great sorrow to witness such suffering. All as a result of Rosetta's actions. Our world was not prepared for the metamorphosis that took hold of it. Not then. Not now. Still, Starfall was a blessing, disguised as a disaster.
A blessing? Sure doesn't feel that way from what I've seen. All I see are people struggling to get by, others preying on innocent victims, and Rosetta looking to capitalize on all of it.
These silver gates, each one a small opening in the fabric that connects our two worlds, can be harnessed for good. But the flow of energy must be controlled.
And shutting down these silver gates does that.
By shutting down these gates, out here in the periphery, you are helping the people. By containing the deviations that litter these territories and killing the Great Ones, you are harnessing the power of Stardust. All of it cleanses the land. But the true key lies at the center. And right now, the one in control of the center threatens everything.
What key? What do they threaten?
First, you must meet your potential. Then, you can head to the center. You are not ready yet. Follow the path.
Alright, well I guess that wraps up part 2. Well, tier 2. I found something of Brianna's.
I went to High Banks and saw something strange there. An altar made of trash, and these desperate written prayers, signed with the name Brianna.
I told you before, she was the first woman to be infected.
Right, but she became something different from the rest. When I went to High Banks, there was only a hole where the tree would have been. It didn't look like anyone dug it out. It looked like it wriggled its own roots out of the ground.
What? How's that possible?
Brianna's not just the first person to be infected like this. She also became a new Great One. Most likely, the animals and women who've been affected in Myers Market are because of her influence. The question is, why did she do this? Revenge? Maxie, you said she was put on trial?
Yes, I was the judge, and I made the decision to cast her out. She was my friend. But then she fell in with the cult of creation.
The Cult of Creation? Never heard of them before.
It's a cult that started with some vulture gang dedicated to a god called the Creator. It's been spreading fast, But I won't allow that kind of poison in Myers Market.
So, Brianna...
Her boyfriend died in an accident earlier this year, leaving Brianna and their unborn child behind. That's when the cult decided to prey on her. Brianna was in a bad place, depressed, anxious, worried about her baby. I don't know how, but she found some materials from the cult of creation. They do secret sacrifices, nasty ones. All that cult stuff must have given her some kind of comfort. But once we found out what she'd gotten into, the darkness she was inviting in here, it was too late for her to turn back.
She might have done something wrong, but you must have known kicking her out into the wilderness is like giving her a death sentence. Her unborn child, too.
I did what I had to. Rules are rules, and public opinion was against her. I tried to put her up in a small, safe house outside town, and gave her whatever she needed. But she wouldn't take it, and left by herself. Next time I saw her was in High Banks. She was infected. Looked like she was in a deep sleep. You can judge us if you want, but I'm asking you to kill that great one first. Whether or not what happened to Brianna was right. This horror can't go on any longer. So you're finally back. Does that mean...
My work is done, but you should know that all of this started from inside Myers Market.
I understand with Brianna. I won't forget her, or what we learned from her tragedy. Here, take the rewards we promised.
All right, time to go to Greywater Camp. All right, that's way up north.